Hello guys, we are here one more time and I have one independent artist today. He's from USA and obviously I'm in the UK. I'm still in the UK. I'm traveling to different places but still in the UK. So it's about 10,000 miles away and here he's going to present us with some of his work, his projects. And this is GrayBeat. Where are you? And just let us know who you are.
Yeah, thanks so much. So, yeah, my name is Robin, and I started this project about 5 years ago. I live in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, so the Minneapolis slash St. Paul area. Um, yeah, and that's where I am now. It's about 10 in the morning, so yeah, it's probably one of the earliest shows I've ever played, but I was just warming up and I realized it's kind of fun to sing in the morning.
Oh my God, I didn't realize that. But here it's like 4 p.m. So for us, we are just finishing the working day, and for you, you are going to start right now. So okay, it's electronic music, right?
It is, yes.
And I have to just make a comment. I love the background. This is really creative and gives another aspect for the interview. In this case, you are grabbing the attention of everyone with those effects, neon effects. This is perfect. I love it. You have to teach us how to do that, and then we can just teach
Absolutely.
others.
Yeah, no, I do. I teach music production classes online, and then I also have been showing folks who are interested how to create graphics like this behind me. I actually use a real time graphics generator. So, what you're seeing is new and unique. It's based on math and some different kind
So
of
it's like
programming.
based on the sound of our voice, like audio graphics.
Yeah, I have it set up. So today, actually, you'll be able to see me demonstrate how I do use the changes in the song and the sounds in order to affect the visuals. So it's a real time visualizer.
I want to meet you in person. This is really interesting. Really, I
Yeah,
love it. Um,
I have to make it over
I
there.
we could. It's Robin, your name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Robin. This is Robin, but guys, artistic name is GrayBeat. Where we can find you, like on social networks and websites.
Yeah, sure. Probably the best way would be to uh, you could search GrayBeat music. Now, a couple of things about my name. Um, it's Gray for the spelling. So if you sometimes spell it with a different vowel, I won't say the vowel as to confuse you.
Oh, okay. It's not the color. It's not the color gray. It's gray with A. Gray and
Yeah,
B. Good.
and it's
Okay.
all one word.
The information is gonna be here on the footer. Don't worry.
Yep,
We are going to have the
yep.
right ones. So where we
My
can find you? Social networks. It's all.
social handles. So if, for instance, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, so on and so forth. So many places. You could probably find me under at GrayBeat Music. So GrayBeatMusic. That'll be my handle just about anywhere. And if you click on the link in my bio, you'll get some different links to my website where you can see my upcoming shows and my merch, a little bit about some of the albums I've released. You'll be able to hear some of my new singles that have just come out in the last few months, which I'm really excited about. And you can connect further. You can, email me, DM me, find out more. I actually have a fan community, and we're called the Graylians. So the sign up link, it's free to join, and you'll get kind of some behind the scenes info about the creation of some of this music and graphics too. And just kind of get to know me a little better, kind of my interests. It's a fun little private community that I'm growing. So yeah, it's cool.
All right, that's cool. So you speak very well. I like it, and your voice is really really good, like a radio guy.
Thank you.
So, I have just a question. We are going to have you performing right now for us, or
Yeah,
you
I'm
want
going to
to
play a couple
talk
songs.
the next project? Because I like to start with your music for those who are going to perform.
That would be perfect. I noticed that I got a little noise here, so I'm just going to get rid of that, and then I'm ready to perform at that point. All right, this is a little song called Crucible. It came out on my 2020 release called Elemental Rhapsody, and I've created a fun live version that's been evolving over the last couple of years. All right. Thanks so much.
Oh my God, man, that was crazy. Really, man,
Cool. Thanks so much.
the graphic is really
Yeah.
trippy. Like we are not in the same place, and can you imagine those graphics in ambience with the acoustic, etc. Oh my God, I love electronic music. That's what I'm saying.
Awesome.
I really loved it, and I was
Thanks so
just.
much.
I'm very creative too, so I was your music, the way you do, and the complement with the graphics is so nice that I was creating a new version of that with VR glasses and with the graphics in you are inside the graphics in this case with your music.
Yeah.
This would be a nice party, a different electronic music party. Reserved space, obviously, maybe 10 VR glasses, and you can have that people enjoying your music with the graphics, etc. It could be even a
Definitely.
therapy, really.
Well, shout out to REM 5 VR Labs, actually, which is the place where my first in-person show happened a few months ago. It was a sort of festival event with augmented reality displays, glitch art, VR experiences, and then this going on as well. So that was a lot of fun, and I definitely have that same idea. I mean, to be able to implement this
Let's
into
do it. Coming to UK,
virtual.
we have a new partnership. Come to
Perfect.
UK.
Awesome.
Let's do some. Let's do something. I will think about that and see if I
Please.
have contacts that we could at least make like a sample of that, see if it works, and then keep going.
Yeah.
If it works, wow, this is
Well,
incredible.
yeah. Without getting too technical, I will just say that all of these graphics are run in a program that is compatible with virtual reality.
Oh,
So,
wait. You have a second computer just for the graphics.
yeah, I do because actually, what happens is that when I'm running video interviews, I run it from a separate computer so that the computer doesn't get bogged down with all the live audio processing
Oh,
and the interview video and all of the real time graphics.
that's
So
intelligent.
yeah,
Robin.
yeah,
Robin, so where we can find you? I know we have more time for the interview and we are going to talk about another topics, but where we can find you? We are going to repeat that information many times.
yeah. Thanks again. I would look for at GrayBeat Music. That's at GrayBeatMusic. That would be at all platforms. Click the link in the bio there to get further connected, become part of the Graylians. And yeah,
Oh,
I have a
it
lot of
looks like
artists and
it
people
looks like
who,
it's from another planet. Graylians. This is the name of the your fans, your community.
yeah, actually, the background is my first EP came out in 2018, and it was an instrumental electronic EP that told the story of an intergalactic alien traveler that made its way to Earth. The story continues in Elemental
Is it about
Rhapsody.
the cosmos?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, I love it. I really, really love these topics.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm very interested because I'm very curious now to see the rest of your material. I have a question that's personal, but we have to do that for everyone. Your
Cool.
age. How old are you?
I'm 42.
Man, you are very you look like a 30. How is that
Yeah.
possible?
I probably should have been doing this earlier in my life, but
No, no,
you
this is
know,
the right time because you have the
okay.
confidence. You have the confidence because this is
It's
different
true.
when we are younger. I'm 39. When we are younger, we do sometimes bad choice, but now you have
Definitely.
the maturity to do this job with experience and maturity to do it right. This is the right time. Don't think this is
I
the wrong
appreciate
time.
that.
This is
It,
very
it
synchronized.
yeah.
Even you meeting me here, a person that love cosmos, electronic music, graphic, etc., and technology, and also VR. So this is me. This is a
This
gift
is
for me. Really.
this is perfect. Um yeah. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it
So
does take a lot of discipline. I'll put it that way that I did not have when now I started out as a drummer originally, so I spent a long time actually going around and playing the drum set for a lot of different types of music. Um, and I actually have some background in playing African music from my college years, and it's all kind of, I had to take a hiatus where I wasn't really making music or playing music. I hadn't started producing yet. I didn't know how, and I didn't have what I needed to start. And and as soon as I discovered that, I just been working on it every minute I can, every free moment. Yeah, all my time and concentration goes to it. I'll outside of obviously like my friends and family.
all right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
interesting. So another question about personal life. Do you have a professional career outside of music? I make this question because we have a
Yeah.
very young generation coming behind us, trying to start a career as a producer, as a musician, singer, etc. And they sometimes feel like, oh, I'm not even gonna try. And they have talent. So sometimes they say, oh no, I prefer to just be working. But you can
hmm
conciliate like career, professional career, and also a second career as a musician. What's the case for in your case? How it works?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what I love to do and what really makes me fulfilled is the creative aspect of what I do, right? But, that's about 50% of the project. The other 50% is very hard, like entrepreneurship and business. And that part really has a lot to do probably with the fact that I worked in an office, actually in an insurance agency for many years before, even while I was making my first couple albums. And so what I've done now, that taught me a lot of things that really were just real life common sense things that really helped inform the business side of things for me. I still have a lot to learn, or I have learned a lot, but um, that was a really good foundation, strangely enough, even though it really took me away from the creative part of music for a long time. Um, and yeah, the other thing that I've pivoted to now is teaching. And so, when I've amassed all this information and knowledge about music production and even visual graphics and things, computer technology, I realized that I could start teaching it and kind of have a knack for explaining things as well. So you know, I teach classes now. I create songs, commission songs. And then aside from that, I have a small business, where involving, live shows, merchandise, small amount of royalties from streaming and things like that. So, I am growing this project in a lot of different directions at once. But definitely one of them is sort of to provide, to pay the bills, really, and it's like I love teaching, so it's a good choice for me. Now, one thing I want to say is like a lot of people I've run into just are like, well, you can't love what you do. I don't know if have you ever heard that. I mean, I probably believed that for a long time too, but I think what is different now is that just the realization.
What they say, you can't love what you do, or you
should? Like unless it's so hard that you're miserable, I guess, that like you're not working hard enough. Okay. And it's really the opposite, right? Like being able to kind of control and be an entrepreneur of my, control what I do with my life, is not easy, right? And it brings me a lot of joy to be able to step by step accomplish, growing, classes and finding, having people find out about my music. So, it's very fulfilling. And I just, I guess I just wanted to say that it doesn't mean it's not difficult. Like, to tell you the truth, I had a whole bunch of difficulties, technical difficulties earlier, this week and today even, that just pop up seemingly out of nowhere. Things like that you deal with when you deal with computers and technology a lot. And, that's not what I try to express when I am GrayBeat, right? Like what I express when I'm GrayBeat are things like harmony, peace, contemplation, technology, certainly, in the sense of like bettering our ability to create and communicate with each other. So, those things are very fulfilling pursuits and things that I want to express, and so, I haven't gone down, I probably won't ever go down like a dark path, even if it's like, I might be struggling internally. Like when I am creating my music, I want it to be a positive thing for everyone it touches. And that's not easy. I mean, but it is something that I seem to have a knack for. I was definitely, it feels good to know you were built for a purpose, right? And a lot of us are always looking for that thing. For me, it was rediscovering music in a new way, in what has become GrayBeat.
That's good. It's really interesting to know about your journey until here. And obviously, this works as a reference for everyone who wants to start an artistic career as a DJ, as a music producer, or as everything like this guy, because Robin is everything, because he's producing, he's teaching music production, he's releasing his songs, he's doing everything. I like people like that, versatile, are you doing as well the marketing company behind it, like promotion, music promotion, etc.? How you do that?
So it's interesting. I actually am a contract worker in the IT department of a app that is currently being developed to promote and help musicians market themselves, and also keep sort of a database of everything that you do, whether it's your website, whether it's like, your merchandise sales pages, your
wait.
outreach
It's
to fans.
you are developing a new app for musicians to create like a database where people can find musicians for their events.
So yeah, it's sort of like it's for musicians who are independent, or perhaps someone who
I
maybe
just love
manages
it.
artists, and it houses, sort of, I don't know, 5 or 6 different technologies all in one place. It's, really, it's like a customer relations management system. So, it allows you to email people, do automated chats. It allows you to share, everything you're up to, launch different types of, packages and experiences, even NFTs. And it's an up and coming thing that.
Cryptocurrencies. Okay, blockchain. We got on blockchain.
Mhm.
This is like a little bit a level above most of musicians right now. They are not. How can I say? They are not inserted on the blockchain world.
Yeah,
Let's say like that. I am
onboarded. Yeah,
Yeah, I am teaching right now a lot of people that NFTs and blockchain is the future. It's not gonna come back. And they need to know about cryptocurrencies and learn about the wallets and learn how to connect wallets to NFT marketplace and work with that and integrating music to that. I'm doing that right now, and this
definitely.
is amazing. You are talking about it.
That's cool.
So the
Uh,
app you are working on the development will have this technology too.
yes, yes. So, I'll be one of the first artists because I'm in the beta testing.
I want to be there too. Just find a place to be. Come on.
It's super
I love
cool.
to test.
Yeah,
I love to test things and promote. After I learn how it works, I see it's good. I promote here on the channel. Let's do it.
cool. Definitely. Yeah, yeah. This is a really cool marketplace for NFTs, and it will be, kind of housed in the same technology, but it's also going to be a separate thing. So it's a big deal. It'll be a marketplace where eventually two fans who have connected with a particular artist, maybe gotten one of their free or paid NFTs, they'll actually be able to even sell those on the marketplace. So all this is under development. It's it's definitely, it's not going away, like you said. It takes a while to understand NFTs. It takes a while to understand cryptocurrencies and blockchain. And I wouldn't necessarily put it in the sense that it's difficult to learn because of the concept being complex. It really, to me, is a very simple concept, but it took me a long time to sort of absorb the concept still. It's a very simple thing once you understand it, but it does take some time. It's almost, I would kind of compare it to back when the internet came out, right? So I was in high school, and World Wide Web came about, and it was a new thing, and we all had to learn how to use it. It's second nature to us now, right? Like, we're way beyond like how to use the internet, just on a real basic level, things like email, going to a website, and so forth, or maybe even an internet search. Those were all new things back then, and it even though it seems very simple to us now, it was kind of hard to grasp. And I'd say it's kind of the same way now with blockchain technology, what they call Web3, right? But you just, I wouldn't be afraid of like trying to understand it. It maybe seems difficult to understand, but to me, when I really finally felt like I was understanding it, I realized, well, it was a lot more simple than what I was expecting. You know how sometimes you see things because you expect to see something, and then you realize it wasn't what you thought you were expecting to see, and then it was an illusion, almost, that just happens in our brain. I think we can do the same thing with like new technology. Like we expect something and it's not that, and we don't know how to react. And so it'll take some time for that, for people to understand it is actually very simple. That's kind of the way I look at it, but that's cool. That's how it worked for me. I've been
Well,
studying
I
it
can
for
say you are
9 months.
You are already inside this world of Web3. You are also working with the development of it. So you have a lot of work from now in the next years. You have a lot of work, and don't
That's
worry
good.
about get unemployed because not it really it seems, as you said, seems so complex. People are not being looking for formation, professional formation on this area, and you are already there. So you are in the front of most of people worldwide. You know, 'cause
Yeah, and I'm still a very accessible person. Certain uh, folks who are artists, who are my fans and so forth, Graylians. I mean, they have my phone number. My students have my phone number. I get questions at different times of day in different places about music or something, or broadcasting, whatever it is. And I don't care where I'm at or what I'm doing. I just love like responding to those messages. I feel like even though we have like social media to like get us closer, maybe in a way, like we don't always utilize like it in that way. It's easy to just follow someone and then go on with your day, and maybe you never see a post by them again or ever interact. Maybe you meant to. But I definitely am looking to build really close, intimate relationships with people who want to create, who want to learn. I was in the same boat 5 years ago, and here I am, uh,
that's
being
really impressive.
teleported through the universe as we speak. So,
We are talking here about social networks as well, and this is a topic that's really simple, but sometimes it's confusing because now it's a little bit different. Before, when we started working with social networks, the engagement was really easy. Anyone could just post things and have a good engagement. And right now it's a little bit different. You have to pay for that. Exactly like you were paying for TV and radio before. Now you pay for social networks to show your posts, your music, your videos, etc., to a different audience than those ones who are following. So, how are you, Robin, working with this new era of social networks?
um, yeah, I mean, I, yep.
Just
Hmm.
make another question before that. How many followers you have? Because here we don't believe in followers, we believe in
Sure.
talent, and that's why I'm asking.
Good question. Yeah. So I mean, I have, 1,200 followers on Facebook. I have, over 500 on Instagram, a few hundred on Twitter. So I don't have, I think a lot of followers, in the sense of, I have a lot of room to grow. Certainly, I think, based on like my effort and what I'm putting into it. And I know that that's like a metric that, is used by people in the industry, to determine things like how popular is this artist, how many views will it help me get, so it's kind of like, you have different independent entities in the industry, and they all want to get a piece of the views and the followers. I've never really, I mean, at first when I started out, I thought, I understood how that was supposed to work. And, I really was, just trying different things and trying to post as much as I could, trying to connect with people. What I learned over time was that the people who follow me, cool people, they might not be like my fan, right? Like they might not be a Graylian. They might connect with me on a different level, which is cool. It might not be the music or those types of things. And so, I realized that I kind of expected numbers would be sort of like a facade sometimes, but then I kind of realized why. It's because, being, I would say, successful, which is being able to make music every day and have the time and resources to do that and to pay for all those things, like you said. In order to do that, you really have to make those strong connections with people. And the great thing is that, sometimes social media can really cause you to be almost like alone and sad. But if you kind of realize that it's not about numbers, it's about one person at a time, really. You can kind of ignore that crap. There's as technology evolves, the current landscape that we look at how we have to deal with social media as independent business owners and artists, that's always going to be changing. That's changing right now, so the way we conceive of it now isn't going to be the same way we conceive of it next year. And I think, really, we're going to see, that, building these stronger connections and not worrying about like facades, like numbers, is really where people will want to be when they're making their art and connecting with people on social media or, on Web3, blockchain type, things that they're being built out.
I can give I just can complement what you are saying. Just a comment. The social networks, they are important. Yes, they are, obviously. This is the modern times, okay? But how Robin said, I believe I'm really in the same vision. We need to work with the social networks, but don't forget about the organic audience outside, in the real world. Otherwise, if one day the social network is not working anymore, you are nobody. And we cannot just trust 100% that's going to be there forever, because they depend on electricity, server, the technologies, etc. And sometimes this can fail. You need to have your organic audience. You need to have different platforms, also Spotify, etc. And yes, likes and followers, there is nothing to do with talent. I'm really, 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 I really agree with what you are talking. And that's why we created mwc.biz and superpop.tv. That's this TV channel. Obviously, we are working internationally in different countries, artists from all around the world with just Zoom. If a person, an artist, can do something with Zoom and entertain producers in this side here, this person can build an organic audience. And there is nothing to do with likes and followers, because we don't have likes at Super Pop TV. It's for everybody, even those that starting now. So if you have talent, you can be here, and that's the case for Robin. So can we have another song now, or you
Absolutely.
have another important message like that for us? We can talk about that also after the song if you want.
This one is more of an upbeat techno song. So naturally it's called Sad Song.
It's sad, but this is uplifting, because with those graphics you cannot be sad with those.
Exactly. It is. You got it. I think you got the idea. All right, cool.
describe. Believe me, no she won't. Believe me.
great. You have an
All right.
arsenal. That's nice, man. Wow, I just
Yeah, thanks so
love
much.
it. There is a fusion of images and colors that's really nice, and I can see it's all about cosmos and the vortex, etc. So you made a great mix of things, and I know they are graphics, but it's
Thanks.
not only graphics. There is some information behind that, and people need to stop to listen to these songs and appreciate the images, because this works also as a therapy, because when you are doing that you just shut off your brain a little bit, and it works like meditation.
Absolutely. Even though it's, it can be upbeat and electronic. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
Most of
for
young
whatever
people,
reason, that's what I make.
most of young
Yeah,
people, they can relax with electronic music. Doesn't mean we cannot relax just because it's EDM.
I agree.
Okay.
Absolutely. In fact, like, I have a background of a lot of different styles of music, as you can imagine. I played drums when I was growing up, and I got into a lot of rock and grunge and things, into African music eventually, and reggae. So, yeah, I mean, it all plays a role in the creation of this. I can think in particular of a lot of African songs that I played over the years. They are heavily percussive, upbeat, but it's like it could be very cathartic and relaxing at the same time. So it's fun to express just kind of where I come from musically, and just that it can be something unique and something therapeutic, even without me kind of realizing it, because in a lot of ways it's therapeutic when I'm making it. When I'm making the sounds, for example, I definitely put a lot of effort into making them. I want them to be sounds that you don't get sick of hearing, right? Like, a lot of songs can be great and fun, but then maybe, you hear it a bunch and it was great for a while and you don't really want to hear it much anymore. You've heard it a million times.
I
You
am
know,
curious about the African beats, because this is something
yeah,
different. Can you
yeah.
perform something like with this music style, or you don't have that prepared right now?
Yeah, no, I haven't really, performed African music in a long time. I was part of a large ensemble group. And so, yeah, I have some percussion and some drums and things that, I have stowed away. The drum probably needs some TLC,
Well, this was
getting the head
a
on there
different kind
correctly
of
again.
project.
But
What was
yeah,
a different
totally.
kind of project? All right,
Yeah,
okay.
yes. So,
Let's
but
keep on
yeah,
EDM then. I have a
yeah,
question.
yeah, yeah.
Are you like, because I see you are DJing, you are controlling the graphics and also singing. So and also producing. So you are just like everyone in your team. So
Just wait till I add the light show that I control.
why?
Yeah.
Yeah, but why you decide to do just by yourself? Is it like working with what you have and you start doing everything, or
It's
was
how
it
it worked
wanted
out.
to do on purpose?
Yeah, it's how it worked out. So I started developing the show. I started imagining the show before the pandemic. So I thought I, would come up with a highly visual in-person show that involved the combination of my sensibilities as a instrumentalist, along with kind of the artistic mentality of a DJ, in a sense of the push and pull with the crowd, for example. And being a drummer, I kind of felt like, yeah, that would be something that I could pull off, right? And when I stopped, working in the insurance agency, which I mentioned before, I started getting heavily into learning some more advanced computer technology and coding. So I went through a bunch of courses with Rice University online that, I learned how to program games in Python. Well, it turned out that the graphics that work with my my live audio production program, which is Ableton Live, the graphics that work with that, called Touch Designer, they actually use Python code. So instead of me going and pursuing a job as like someone who works in the, even though that is what I do now with a musician group, but instead of going somewhere to be, a program developer, I ended up just using that knowledge to create my graphics and learning a lot of the math and things behind that.
You are like going to university or doing a course, a professional course, to learn how to code, and I code too, so I know how it is. And you integrated the language Python on your musical project.
It was serendipitous. When I was learning it, I didn't know about the fact that there was this Touch Designer and it worked with Ableton and they both use Python. I didn't know that part. It just happened to be that I had done some work in the past doing web development, learning JavaScript and, all the HTML and CSS, hand coding even. And then I got into like CMS, like WordPress and stuff. But I had that background, and then I wanted to do something more with that. And I got into just happened to be Python that they were teaching in order to learn some more advanced computing skills. So I'd say within a couple months of completing those courses is when I started developing the graphics, because as soon as I found out about it, I knew that that's what I needed to do. The pandemic had started. And so, I had to kind of teach myself then how to do the visual part. And granted, like I said, this was originally visioned like an in-person show. And then it turned out that, I could turn my studio into a broadcast studio as well as an audio production studio. And it wouldn't be terribly difficult. So that's exactly what I did. And that was the genesis of this show. And that started in the summer of 2020 after Elemental Rhapsody came out. And I've been really, fine tuning it and developing it all ever since, with every song that I come out with, I'll come out with a live version. So, and then, come up with the graphics for that as well.
All right.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to like replace people, but it just turns out that that's how it worked out.
That's
right?
good. That's good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the outcomes, because they are going to be positive for you. Don't worry with that. So,
oh man,
I want to ask, how about gigs?
Yeah.
Because during the pandemic, everyone stopped working. In your case, you are perfect for the new normal, because you have all this entertainment around you, and it's not only music in your face. So in this case, you are perfect for live sessions. How it works for you with gigs, and if you have gigs that's just live, etc., or in
pretty well, yeah. So every few months I'll usually land some kind of like a gig with like a group of other artists, or usually it's a festival maybe with like visual elements involved. So for instance, by the time that folks are seeing this, I will have probably played downtown Minneapolis in an art festival by the riverfront. Like I mentioned, I played in a VR lab. So I don't see myself doing any sort of like in-person gigs more than every few months. So it's going to be at a special time and location. I did over 80 shows, live streams, leading up to my first ever in-person show. So again, that was not expected, but that, is what happened. And,
the images of your in-person show? Is it
I have, I do have.
I would like
yes.
at the end of the interview a sample of what you do in person. If you can send us that, we can do it. Like a music video in the end. If
Perfect.
you have a music video, we'll put the live event, a piece of it. All right?
Cool. Yeah, I'll send that to you. I've got something in mind for sure.
Good, good, good. I will love
Yeah.
it because you have really, really nice graphics, and I just love these things. About personal life now, how are you doing to like? You said you are 42. You have the gigs. You go in person, but just sometimes, like once a month. Then you have the live ones, and also work. How can you conciliate all those things?
It requires, you know, I would say I'm able to, I've been able to like sleep, right? Like I've been able to get decent night's sleep for the most part. The hardest part about it is keeping track of what I'm supposed to be doing at any given moment, right? Like, it starts out, you have this responsibility, and then you keep adding on additional layers of responsibility to yourself, essentially, right? As time goes on. And you'd like to, for some of those things to become second nature. Posting on social media is an example, right? Like it might be kind of hard at first, and then you don't think about it after a while. You just got to do your quick posts and you're done. So there's, you sort of able to like layer and layer on different responsibilities and still manage your time, I don't know. I think I am able to do that, but the problem is keeping track. Because like sometimes, honestly, my brain just does not compute like so many different dimensions of reality in a way that I'm organizing that like I don't want to forget about something big while I'm like just focused on some little thing, So I keep track of my like yearly goals, my quarterly goals, my monthly, my weekly, my daily goals. I have spreadsheets. I have all kinds of documents that I write out to help me keep track of this so that when I have that moment and I maybe feel almost like a little bit overwhelmed, or maybe even more than a little bit, right? Like I have that like place I can go back to and I can focus. I can refresh my memory as to, where I left off on a particular project or, there's a lot of, organization, digital organization, Google Docs and Microsoft spreadsheets and things. And
That's good. You are talking about
you know,
spreadsheets and apps, etc. for organization. I like Google Task and also Google Calendar. I use that a lot, and this is connected to my email, so it's perfect in this case to keep track of all those projects and organization, etc., and also separate by date and time. This way, we never lose how can I say lose track of what we have to do tomorrow and also the correct times. Works wonderful for me. It's perfect. How
definitely
is
the
it for you? Do
calendar.
you use something electronic for that?
I use a calendar, and how I have it set up is I don't specifically put into my calendar the exact task. Like I'll have little reminders that I remember to put up certain days, do this, do that. But I kind of don't worry about the little things as much because they usually get done. And so I just block off certain segments of each day. And, so I have, for instance, like a 4-hour block each day called that's just my prime focus block of time. It doesn't say do this, but then all I have to do is go, okay, it is this time. And now, I'm going to go and do my daily goal spreadsheet. I'm going to fill out my 3 goals of the day, check my weekly, yearly, monthly, quarterly as needed. And then I'm just going to go about the primary tasks of my day during that time. And usually it works out, and I have a lot of different meetings throughout the day and things that get scheduled, classes. I take classes as well multiple times a week. That's basically how I have it set up right now. And I think it works pretty well because it's a little more streamlined and simple. And yeah, it's not complicated to use a calendar and a spreadsheet essentially. And I can access it from any device, wherever I'm at.
All right, all right. So, man,
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying talking to you because you have a lot of to teach as well, especially not only for the youngers, but for me too, because I want to learn about those graphics. I'm just in love with that. You have another class then. So we have 7 minutes. Do you have any message you want to just like something inspiring for those trying to do what you are doing right now?
I would say that what I see and what I want to promote is sometimes divergent. Like I want to inspire you. I want to inspire the next person, and I want to inspire you to do something creative. I want you to do something that puts your life in harmony. Ultimately, for me, it was doing something creative. And for a lot of people, I think it is. And what I see, though, a lot of times is that there's a spark of inspiration, and then like the world and reality and overwhelm sets in, and disappointment more often than not sets in. It's like, well, I made this song and I spent, 100 hours maybe making it because I had to learn a lot. And I think it's the best song ever. And then it comes out, and then you have, a few people who maybe ever listen to it, and you realize that you're really starting from nothing, right? And you just have to persevere through the numbers, through the challenges emotionally, mentally, physically. And there's a lot to gain out of when you realize the things that are challenging for you and make it difficult to go forward. It makes you figure out, for me, it made me figure out a way to try to get through those things. And every step of the way, I realized I was more and more fulfilled with myself. I felt more confident about what I was doing. I felt self-assured in it. And, that's not to say every day I don't have that sort of wall that I push through, right? Like whatever it is that day, that sucks, And it's just that you have to sort of have a thick skin. I mean, you have to believe in yourself no matter what. And you also have to remember that with the way that we communicate with social media and technology, it's very easy to have maybe a negative experience or something and let that kind of overshadow everything else that you did, right? Like you don't ever want to feel like you just ran into, what's that?
Can I just make a comment? Because you said sometimes you can have a bad experience through social networks, and that's true because I work with mental health groups and they have kids killing themselves about suicide, okay? Because they don't have likes and followers.
Yeah.
So this is an absurd. We cannot keep going like that.
No, and it's terrible. I wrestle with morality a lot. And when I started, promoting myself on social media, I really believed that, I was fortunate to have it as a resource because I had a platform that I could build that was worldwide. I wasn't stuck in, let's say, like the 90s where, your chances of anyone ever hearing you are zero, unless you're just that extremely lucky Powerball winner, the lottery winner. You could build like a local community, but it wasn't necessarily something that was like easy to build a career off of. But I believed that I could do that using social media. And the thing about it is that when I am a user of social media and, I am paying social media companies out of my pocket, there's a certain amount of guilt, honestly, that I have about that because it's a double-edged sword. Like it's a great thing, but at the same time, there's so many things wrong with how it.
This is a
affects us.
promotion campaign. If you pay to the
Hmm.
radio, pay to TV, you have to pay for an outdoor outside. You have to pay for social networks. So it's normal to, if you need the platform to reach people, you have to pay for that. I feel it's
Yeah.
fair, but let's see if it
Yeah.
works correctly because it's involving money. So we need to be
Yeah. And things are always changing too, so I sort of am grabbing onto the reins of like what the thing is going on now, what it is that musicians and independent artists have to grab onto in order to survive. I I I find it hard to find any like real business pursuits that um you know you don't run into some sort of negative ramifications. It's so what I do, I try to do things like plant trees. I definitely try to promote it as a way for people to create a platform for themselves to be creative. But I certainly don't promote it just to promote it. Like I am still GrayBeat, I am still Robin. I am not Facebook. So your identity sort of though becomes intertwined with these other companies, right?
yeah.
And so I would like to get away from that, and I think as I grow, I'll be able to do that. But like I said, I'm trying to build more like interpersonal, intimate connections with people anyway.
Great.
And now that I realized how to use social media to do that, it really has solved a lot of those kind of problems and moral, So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. But everything I do, isn't dwelling on the negative. It's promoting a positive change, and hopefully get out of that exactly what I intend. Certainly a meditative, peaceful harmony, but still fun. Something that
That's great. You have a very good message for us and for everyone watching. It's not only for me and for us behind MWP.biz and Superpop.tv, but for the audience. This is the priority here. Pass something positive to the audience, and you are doing that very well. Thank you very much for this interview. It was an honor for us because you are really professional and I like it. So you work as a reference. This is a gift for us to present to our audience too. Without people like you, we cannot have this channel. So we need you to keep this.
Awesome.
And also,
I love paying it forward.
I have an invitation to do. We will have a meeting like this, but with producers from different countries, maybe 4 or 5, and me.
Beautiful.
Okay, so you
Yes.
want to do that with us?
Please, yeah, I'm up for it. Let's do it. That's what fuels me is spreading the love for sure.
That's great. So let's do it then. And when you have a new release, just contact us, and we are going to have a new interview so we can present the new release. And don't forget
have
to send us
so
the
much to
video,
share.
the live video about your event. All right?
I will do that. I got it. Cool.
Next time, then. Bye.